My heart has been just telling me I have to talk about the youngest leader around the world from Burkina Faso who has made Africans so proud and who has shown the way to the Africans, especially his leadership style. You know, he's impacting the Burkina Faso's people in a very high level. We didn't need to do something for our own people who are doing so much better. So today I'm gonna share with you some few things that President Captain Ibrahim Traore has done to his own country. His country has got a very bad history. They have been in a lot of problems, and now the hope seems to be open. What impact that this president has done to his people? If I couldn't get a chance to talk about this young African president, maybe I couldn't be doing myself better, because deep down in my heart I have this feeling of what he's doing. And why all this? I've been so attached with this big impact that he has made. So guys, President Captain Ibrahim Traore, who is the transitional president of Burkina Faso now, he has taken a commendable step to support the Burkinabe farmers. His government distributed a total of 400 tractors, 239 tillers, 710 motor pumps. Sometimes we call them irrigation motor pump. And all this is to enhance agricultural productivity in the country, guys. As we all know, Burkina Faso is being in a war for several times. So even our agriculture system is not doing so good, and this makes people from that particular country to have some difficulties on food production. He did all this, buying all this stuff, and you cannot imagine, this money was supposed maybe to buy cars for his delegation and his government uses, but he just had to take all this amount of money to go buy this agricultural equipment to enhance agriculture. And what do you see now? That the people of Burkina Faso, they are falling in love with this guy. So I can just say in a short that President Captain Ibrahim Traore has gained the great love from his people. So guys, buying these stuffs moves the aim to boost food production and improve the livelihoods of farmers. For real. In order to make your people much better, you have to make sure you enhance the agricultural sector. And this is what this guy is doing for buying all this stuff. And as it has been said, he has been keeping on improving, on making sure that agriculture becomes the heart of Burkina Faso, and some other neighboring countries, they're going to be depending Burkina Faso to get food. One thing, guys, I want to say to the President Traore, it is for prioritizing agriculture. And this is what, as an African, we want to see African leaders are doing. And this is what we really want to see African leaders are doing in all African countries, so that we're gonna one day stop thinking about the Europeans giving to Africa. I think someday we have to be the one who's gonna be giving to the Europeans. We really don't wanna see African leaders having fancy cars while people are suffering in a deep poverty. This is even not good to God. But President Captain Ibrahim Traore said no and decided to devote his whole time and energy to his people. So honestly, I'm so proud to the President Captain Traore for bringing the biggest impact to Burkina Faso's people, to other African leaders who were swimming in wealth for bribery money, leaving their people in deep poor conditions. I hope, guys, you're gonna learn from President Captain Traore to make sure that your people are going in a better direction than thinking about yourself. I'm gonna tell you one interesting thing. Till to date, guys, Captain Ibrahim Traore is still using a car of the year 2000, which costs not more than 20 USD. It is different from other African ladies who purchases very expensive cars that cost millions of dollars. And it has been said that he refused to be paid the presidency salary, and he's even thinking of reducing some of salaries from the politicians who are highly paid. That is a brilliant idea. Not only in Burkina Faso where politicians are highly paid, but in most of African countries, these politicians who play smart and tell us that they're doing everything for us, but most of the time they do it for themselves. So guys, that was one of the things that Captain Ibrahim Traore did to his motherland and his people. In November 2023, Burkina Faso's Council of Ministers approved the construction of the country's first gold refinery, and aiming to capitalize on national growth gold mining industry. As we all know, guys, like here in Africa, how many countries that are doing gold mining, and where this gold going? So Traore seeks to gain more control over its gold resources by refining gold domestically rather than exporting unrefined material. This is an intelligent thing that African leaders they got to do. This is the only thing that Africa will benefit from the mining. This would increase government revenue and economic benefit from the gold sector. The refinery is set to create 100 new jobs and 5,000 new indirect jobs, with the refinery producing roughly 400 kg of gold daily. So that the reason Captain Traore right now is gaining love from Burkina Faso's people and many Africans all around the world. In January 2024, Burkina Faso marked a significant development in its mining sector with the inauguration of a revolutionary mine tailings treatment plant built with domestically developed technology. This plant aims to improve resources, recovery, and environmental practices. Another big project, building roads. There are so many new roads have been built. As you know, Burkina Faso is said to be one among of the poorest countries in the world. But see what is happening now. After getting the real deal president is changing all the narratives and everything is becoming different. See, the roads are built. Apart from building roads, this guy is building the biggest international airport in Ouagadougou. This has never happened before. You can see all this what he's doing. The international medias are not telling anything about all this good thing that this young leader in Africa is doing. Let me give you a little history of Ibrahim Traore. Captain Ibrahim Traore is a Burkina military officer who has been the interim leader of Burkina Faso since 3rd September 2022 coup that ousted interim President Paul Henry Damiba. Captain Ibrahim Traore was born in Kera, Bondokui, Mohun province on 14th March in 1988. After receiving his primary education in Bondokui, he attended a high school in Bobo Dioulasso. From 2006, he studied geology at the University of Ouagadougou, where he graduated from the university with honors. Captain Ibrahim Traore joined the army of Burkina Faso in 2009 and graduated from the Georges Namuano Military Academy. Then he was sent to Morocco for anti-aircraft training before being transferred to an infantry unit in Kaya, a town in Burkina Faso's north. He was promoted to lieutenant in 2014. Then Traore joined MINUSMA. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but MINUSMA is a United Nations peacekeeping force involved in the Mali war. In 2018, he was cited as one of the MINUSMA soldiers who showed courage during major labor attack in the Timbuktu region. Captain Ibrahim Traore claimed that he became disillusioned with his country's leadership as he saw the widespread lack of equipment of Burkina soldiers, while politicians were handing out suitcases of money for bribery. He gradually became the spokesman for soldiers stationed in the north who were frustrated over their government. Captain Ibrahim Traore was part of the group of army officers that supported the January 2022 Burkina Faso coup d'etat and brought the patriotic movement of safeguard and restoration military junta to power. From March 2022, he served as the head of an artillery regiment in Kaya. Many supporters of the January coup became dissatisfied with the performance of Paul Henry Damiba, the junta's leader, regarding his inability to contain the jihadist insurgents. Captain Ibrahim Traore later he claimed that he and other officers had tried to get Damiba to refocus on the rebellion, but eventually opted to overthrow him as his ambition were diverting away from what we set out to do. So he decided to overthrow. The dissatisfaction about the situation was highest among younger officers who fought against the rebels at the front line. The operation was carried out with support of the Cobra unit in direct aftermath of the coup. Captain Traore declared himself the new head of the patriotic movement for safeguard and restoration. On the 6th October, he also assumed the position of interim president as the head of state, supreme head of the armed forces. He initially promised to hold democratic election in July 2024, this year. As the president, Traore maintained his enigmatic and very formal behavior for which he had already been known before rising to power. He kept a tight control on his communication and carefully tried to present himself as a proper world leader, possibly to avoid the poor public image of his predecessors. Traore's government expected the French forces assisting in fighting the local insurgents from Burkina Faso. he subsequently declared that we really want to look at other horizons because we want a win-win partnership, supporting the diversification of Burkina Faso's international partnerships. Guys, what pushed me to do all this? It is because of what he's doing. He's doing an amazing job. As to any African would love to see this thing is happening in Africa, that one African leader can change all the narratives of Africans leaders who live long President Captain Ibrahim Traore, and show the way to all African leaders that this can be done and we can be better without stealing from our people, and we can make Africa grow. As what have been always saying, Africa will be built by Africans no matter where you are. Thank you so much, guys. Keep watching. Ciao.